In all the other binyanim, the characteristic of the first guttural that caused a different behavior from the standard paradigm was that the first guttural took a compound schwa instead of a simple schwa. However, in the nifal, a different feature of the gutturals comes into play, that being that the gutturals will refuse to double via the dagesh forte. In the nifal perfect of a first guttural verb, you will get the same compound schwa you're used to because both the noon and the guttural are visible. However, in the nifal imperfect, the situation is that the guttural will not double, and the assimilation of noon therefore must be marked with either compensatory lengthening or virtual doubling. So looking first at the perfect, we have the expected forms, whereas the nifal perfect of the strong verb katal is niktal, niktala, niktalta, niktalt, niktalti, niktalu, niktaltim, niktaltin, niktalnu. In the nifal perfect of a first guttural verb, like amad, you would have ne'emad, ne'emadna, ne'emada, ne'emadta, ne'emad, ne'emadti, ne'emdu, ne'emadtem, ne'emadten, ne'emadnu. Again, in the nifal perfect, we see the noon of the nifal and we see the first root letter. The only difference is the first root letter has a compound schwa. In the nifal imperfect, however, think first of the strong verb. The noon of the nifal is assimilated into the strong verb's first consonant. So we have yik tail, with the noon being assimilated into the kof, and the dagesh in the kof marking the assimilation of noon. Yikatel, tikatel, tikatel, tikatali, ekatel. Yikatalu, tikatalna, tikatalu, tikatalna, nikatel. In the case of a first guttural in the nifal imperfect, the first guttural will not accept the dagesh of doubling, and the assimilation of noon therefore will not be marked in the first guttural. It will instead be marked either by a compensatory lengthening of the first vowel from hirek to tsere, or it will be marked by virtual doubling, in which you will simply see a hirek and must recognize that the first guttural has a noon that has assimilated into it. So we have for amad, ye amed, te amed, te amed, te amadi, e amed, ye amadu, te amadna, te amadu, te amadna, ne amed. You will want to remember from chapter 4 that you will have compensatory lengthening if the guttural, which is the first root letter of the verb, is an aleph, ayin, or resh, and you will have virtual doubling if that first guttural root letter is a hey or a chet. You'll see similar behavior in the nifal imperative infinitive construct in one of the two forms in the infinitive absolute. For just a couple examples from the text of this feature, first, Psalm 35:15. Uvatzal'i samachu v'ne'esafu. And when I stumbled, they rejoiced and gathered. You start with a kal infinitive construct, u and, ba temporal, and when sal'i, my stumbling. So more woodenly, and in my stumbling, but in English, and when I stumbled. Samchu, they rejoiced. V'ne'esafu, now we have the nifal form, in this case a nifal converted perfect of asaf, aleph, samek, pei, to gather. In this situation, the aleph has a compound schwa under it because it can't take the simple vocal schwa. Or Judges 9:6. Vaye'asfu kol ba'alei Shechem v'kol beit Milo. And all the leaders of Shechem and Beit Milo, and the verb is a nifal narrative, third masculine plural of Asaph, and they gathered. In this case, because the noon of the nifal in the narrative has to be assimilated into the first root letter, an aleph, and because the aleph can't double, the vowel under the yod in the narrative has lengthened from hirak to tsere, a compensatory lengthening since the marking of doubling via the dagesh forte is impossible in a first guttural verb.